Rescuing a Century-Old Kieffer Pear Tree. William Hovey Smith, 2025.
This is Hovey Smith, the Backyard Sportsman, and we are on a pear tree rescue mission. My poor pear tree, one of two planted in this yard maybe over a century ago, has suffered some severe damage from Hurricane Helene. It is infested with wisteria vine, briars, and poison oak, among other things. And a tree collapsed on it, which was also infested with vines, leaving a terrible tangle that tore into the tree and ripped its top branches off and many of the smaller ones. In the meantime, I can't even approach the tree. I have been cutting along this hedgerow for some weeks now, and I've gotten down to the point where I can at least see it and work on it. So my coming work is to actually remove this material and actually free the tree so that it has a hope of bearing fruit this year. Because this pear has borne literally probably more than a ton of fruit during its lifetime. And when it bears prolifically. And this variety of pear is self-pollinating. So one tree will produce pears if it has half a chance. And that's what we're going to try to do, is give it that half a chance. Starting and tending fire is a vital part of this pear tree recovery process. I don't want to cut this wisteria vine and then haul it out in the woods just to have it start sprouting in another place. It's bad enough having it in one place, much less scattered all over the farm. So we have to burn as we go. And we have the materials ready to start, including waste paper products and plastic from the house, as well as a cart full of wood that I previously cut in trying to get to that pear tree. And I'm going to pile all these up together and hopefully generate enough heat with the paper products to ignite the wood and form a bed of coals, and then I have something I can really work with. We're ready to get our fire started now. I've added one additional item, and that's stuffed pine straw underneath this pile of green vine and green wood and paper. Pine straw is interesting in that it does not fly and drift off like, say, big leaves like oaks. And the paper is also constrained by the wood on the top of the pile, so I don't have giblets of burning paper flying all over in case we should get some sudden wind. It is quiet right now, dead calm, but we do have an intermittent breeze come through from time to time, which will actually help the fire. So we're going to get it started here. One match start. The pine straw is catching nicely, and it in turn will catch the wood and start burning it and give coals, and we can proceed to burn some serious stuff. You can hear the popping, which is an indication that actually wood is catching fire. see some burning on the top of the pile now. So yeah, this is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. No petroleum products were used. Okay, so now we can get around to doing something with wood. The fire needs dry wood, so we're going to work on those pear branches that have been down the longest, and then maybe we can give it something that it can actually feed on and burn the greener chinaberry. I've attached a strap to a broken pear limb, and we'll see if we can pull it out of the rest of the tangle and work at it with the small chainsaw.
Besides just wanting to save a tree planted by my ancestors, I have 10 previous videos on using this pear for sauces, pies, cobblers, roasting, chutneys, and with meat dishes. And you can find these on my YouTube channel. Now, I also have some of the recipes in my books, and these include backyard deer hunting, crossbow hunting, and extreme muzzleloading that you can buy on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and any other sources worldwide. And we have these in soft cover, some in hardcover, as well as inexpensive e-books.
What material that was easily combustible burned, but the bulk of it did not. Although it was heated. You can see some of the pieces starting to seep there. Okay, we started drying them out, so we're going to need to apply more pine straw. And we now have a pear limb nearby that hopefully is a little drier and we can get some action out of it. We have our pear limb drug up by the burn pile, and now we're going to take our little Hart 12-inch electric saw and cut it up to put some dry wood on it. Now we're going to have to sweeten this pile again with some more pine straw. The green stuff just did not ignite, although the dry stuff did, and all the paper burned and none got away and none flew. So that went well, and we did some good, and this did some drying on the green wood. But we still have a long way to go. And we're going to get this cut up and on the pile, and we may just have to sit it there until things dry out a bit. This tree led a very tortured existence, judging from the gnarl and twisted and limbs that are intertangled. I can't pull them apart by hand. So I'm having to cut the main parts of the limb here and then try to cut them individually, piece by piece, so I can get this mess separated. It took some time to cut up those tangly tops into piles that'll lay flat enough that I can put them on the top of the burn pile, which I've sweetened further with pine straw in the hopes of getting everything ignited this time around. So we're going to load up that pile, put these on top, and see what happens. We now have our burn pile loaded up, and incidentally, that is the pear tree we're trying to rescue in the background, and we will ignite. We have one match ignition, and we'll see what happens. Certainly the stuff higher on the pile is getting heat and getting cooked. And that's an asset. The fire is working its way around the pine straw, which I have all around and stuck as far underneath as I can get it. I've laid the twigs in there as flat as I could possibly get them. Now, if I just put the whole top on there, I wouldn't have had this good a result. Not at all, not nearly. I'm hoping that some of the wisteria that we partially dried out before will actually catch this time around. As well as the drier pear wood we just put up on top. Something favorable seems to be happening there. At least the very tiny pieces are burning. And you notice I'm not losing anything out of the top of the fire. No big leaves floating around or burning paper or anything else of that sort. I see collapse, so something is burning, and not just the pine straw. Okay, maybe we did it this time. Very interior of the fire is, yeah, a lot of red coals in there. almost no wind. Well, it's off to a damn good start, I think. So we'll leave it there for a while and check back with it later. Fire is doing very well. My hound dog supervisor, Hera, has come and fetched me, as she does every day within 5 minutes of 5 o'clock. And she tells me it's quitting time. So we're going to rake the debris up into the middle of the fire on that bed of hot coals, and that will be it for the day. Now I'm going to continue working on that pear tree, but I'm not going to show you every bit of it because I just do the same thing time after time. So we're going to wind this one up. This is Hovey Smith reminding you to hunt what you eat and eat what you hunt. Be legal, be ethical, be safe, goodbye, God bless, and see you next time. And bye-bye from Hound Dog.